on, guys? Thanks for coming. So last minute. So we're all here to really come together about financial literacy and how we can better help the community that we live in and we grew up in. And I know for myself, the first thing that I try to do is position myself in a market that allows me to come into contact organically with local people. It's a numbers game, right?
Yes.
So for a while, I've been building my business so that I can actually have a home base on both sides of Hilo and Oahu. And that's kind of what led me to look into the ground up and who's doing that over there. And then I ran across this guy and learn how he's doing it, and really humbling to learn from somebody that's a little bit younger in generation, which but the maturity and the work ethic is unparalleled, I think, within our circle. So, and it's like when you guys come together, it's like, oh, I'm working with him, and it's like, it's amazing. Yeah, we're all intertwined. So, and the funny thing is, I just dropped it on Koliah. He didn't even know that you guys were coming, and so I'm reaching out to everybody.
Nice.
And everybody's just like so receptive, and everybody's on board because it's a cause that I think we all kind of have a stake in, right? Family members, friends. That's just Hawaii for you.
Yeah.
You brought everybody together, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that I guess my God-given skill.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's how I realized that I could actually communicate things from the professional world to local families in a way that it's easy for them to receive, and they're not as like guarded, because you talk about finances and
Oh yeah.
I don't want to tell you my social. How much you make all this?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So and I'm really glad, like, organically you are doing something different with credit and repair and guidance when it comes to debt,
Yes, sir.
and so are you, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I didn't even know that, but here I am thinking like, okay, where's the beginning of that? How do we get to the investment, right? And then beyond that, I think the biggest thing that I've noticed is when I watch people follow the posts and everything on social media, go to the networking and the meetups, it's everybody's excited. And I think it's because all of a sudden they got hope, like, hey, we can actually make it out of here. Like, we can make it, we can stay here. And it's not as hopeless.
Yes.
So I'd like to kind of
Sure.
tell everyone's story, and hopefully that we're able to provide a little bit of inspiration and hope to somebody out there. And you know,
Yes.
everybody's got a situation that might touch somebody. So maybe you guys can start off introducing yourselves, and then we go with, you know, what brought you
Absolutely.
here. And
You want to go ahead first?
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
My name is Brandon Liu. Grew up here in Oahu, on the winter side, you know, local boy. And I really got into this real estate investing, you know, knowing how to, you know, well, first of all, you know, coming from where we came from, hard beginnings, you know what I mean? Wasn't as easy as you think it is, you know, living in paradise. You think, you know, yeah, you know,
Mhm.
it's a great thing, you know, but we do have our own hardships too, right, out here. You know, and it always stems back to where our beginnings of where we came from, right? You know, like I say, growing up in Hawaii, it was very difficult for our parents, you know, and a lot of this stuff was never spoken to, you know. The language, speaking the language out here is just, it just never was, right? Go to work every day, come home, and, you know, we kind of had to veg for ourselves pretty much, right, growing up out here. So a lot of the financial literacy was never taught, right? And then the ones that I was actually taught was save your money type of deal, right? Put it in the bank. Work hard. Go and get a great education, right? Build that college fund, you know, and build that college education to get you a better job, right, in that corporate world. So everything was built around that way, you know. But if you're coming from a place where you come from broken homes, right? So that's a little struggle on its own, you know.
yeah, we're starting off behind a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. You know, and
mindset behind and
Yeah.
scarcity.
Yeah.
Tons of scarcity mindset, right? because your mom's out there working hard or your dad's out there working hard, right? And so you see a lot of that, and then they're trying to make it out of the grind. And so they're just trying to provide food on the table for you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you're already built into that system already. So a lot of that is already programmed into you, even on the educational side
Yep.
already too, right?
Generational.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? So a lot of that, back in the day, maybe their parents might have came from a different generation, right? Obviously, they helped a lot more, right? Because the money was a little bit smaller. Yes, times was a little bit better and a little bit
Right.
good, until it peaked on to when they had kids, right? And then when they they saw inflation rise, right? So when you see inflation rise, now they gotta really hustle for their money a lot more, So already it was already stemmed in. So when my mom had us, or and my parents had us. So a lot of that already was already built into us. So all we see is them grinding every single day, working hard. And then when they split or however, coming from that home base, even more, only one parent providing. So now you're coming from a one parent versus two parents.
So common now, yeah.
Yeah, it's very common.
I'm a product of a single mother,
Yes.
so I get it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, see,
Oh.
it's built in.
You got
in that
kids?
mindset. Yes, I have 2 kids. Fortunate enough to have a 15-year-old that actually attends Punahou now, which I'm very proud of, right?
Whose fault is that?
Yeah, right?
Did you guide that? Who is
Yeah, so
Because you didn't get that, right?
correct. I haven't had that, right? So being that my other half is an educator, right? Really brought me into this world of understanding both sides of the world, right? So having being that my kids be more well-rounded because of my past and bringing her past together as one. So I like to show my son and keep them in the community to actually speak the word. So he speaks Olelo Hawaii. He carries the traditional on even at Punahou.
Nice.
But stemming from that, right? Just our background, knowing that, the hustle and the grind, right? There is a better way out there. Seeing the outlook, the input you put in to the output that you put out, right? You know what I mean? Having your back against the wall really makes you step your levels up, right? You know what I mean? You either can stay where you're at or you can actually build to where you want to be. And so that's the mindset again. So mindset first, setting yourself up for success when your back is down to see where you can actually get to the top of the levels of that where you want to get to, right? So it starts with your mindset, and then you start to educate yourself on, okay, placing your money. Okay, I get the whole put your money away, grow your money there, get into a better job, building up your finances, right? Understanding that part, right? Having mentors around you, having positive people around you, mindset again. It always goes back to the mindset again, right? Because now you're stemming from negative to positive now because of the mindset action right there. And then once you get around those people that are actually excelling, you start to pick up on certain things, certain keys that actually get you successful because of the mindset.
Those people would be. Is that your group? Do you have a investment group that you're affiliated with?
Yes. So it starts prior to the investment group, right? It's actually putting yourself around businessmen, understanding how they operate and how they work. So that's how, when you see active money coming in and understanding how active money works, then you start to learn off of how those businessmen actually build their businesses, because now they're using the active income to actually invest their active income into assets.
You're in that quadrant, right side of the quadrant.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you see
Right.
Kiyosaki
Yeah.
shit.
Well,
Bringing
no,
that,
that's
and
definitely-
it stems from all of that, right? The
Yeah.
quadrant, right? I mean, putting your separations, right? For quads, right? You know what I mean? You start in one quad, then you bounce to the second quad to building the third quad to the fourth, right?
I get one quad right here.
Right, yeah, you know what I mean? I got one pack, right? One pack, right? Everybody got 6, I got 1. But it stems off from doing stuff like that, you know what I mean? And stepping into the mindset and to get into a rich mindset, and that's your richness, you know what I mean? Knowledge is your richness, like how Koliah said, you know what I mean? Like with your Dan Brooks and stuff like that, and so forth with the other guys that's gonna come on. But yes, start with your mindset first to set the path of your financial, because that right there is the key to building your success, of being successful, man. A mindset richness.
Right.
Good. I'm so glad you got so much energy because,
Yeah.
yeah, you're like a Red Bull right now.
Natural. I appreciate all you guys.
Yeah.
It's genuine aloha, first things foremost. And I mean, genuine.
Yeah.
You just got to be a genuine person.
Nice.
And that's what it is. And it's all about sharing now.
Yeah.
That's what was lost, that
Yeah.
was not given.
Totally.
And that's the word that needs to be spoken.
Yeah, it's the community. We were a village, you know. I think all of us like back. You go
Then-
far back enough.
Back.
Yeah. So
Yeah, speak on that. That's
Yes,
what
it
it
is,
was. And then it lost touch because I looked at it was where inflation hits, right? And everybody's mindset changed. That's what it was, where it was lost, where it wasn't spoken to the next generation.
Yeah.
And I think it's bringing it back now.
well, thank you very much for that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
But yeah, no, just to piggyback off of Brandon there, my beginnings, typical Filipino parents, right? Grandparents immigrated here. My parents immigrated here, hardworking. All I knew was them go to work, come back late in the afternoon, and I bet I had that rice cooked, or else I would get beat. But anyway,
Yes.
but that's all I knew was make that money, save that money.
You
If
first
you want
generation? First
here,
generation?
best generation born here. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, so
yeah.
you got the rice
Or-
cooker. You
yeah.
never make them on the stove.
Well, I still measured it with my
Have to. That
But-
one line.
yeah. So that's all I knew growing up, right? They worked hard for their money, saved up, and purchased
Yeah.
whatever they needed to do. Typical Filipino dad had the typical yard cleaning business. So
Oh.
I'm gonna turn him in for child labor. This is on camera, but then,
He
he
gonna
had
charge
us,
you rent. Watch.
yeah, he had us working from young kid days
Yeah.
because he wanted to get his business going. So I kind of know what starting from the bottom
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
and now being having the job that I have, I'm lucky, and I look back at some of the things that I went through growing up. It was hard. It was tough, right?
Yes.
Filipino parents trying to make it out here.
Yes.
I mean, back then it was a little bit more tolerable. Prices were, but
Correct.
now looking at it, what was the drive for me getting into real estate was just looking at the prices, right, going up, and my kids, my two daughters, I'm just thinking about them. If I don't do something for them now, they're not gonna be able to live here
Yeah.
in paradise in Hawaii.
There's a reason why we have this generational like let's hui together, living it together. You
Right.
take care of our kupunas,
Exactly.
and then now the house is passed down to you because
Right.
already that is collaborating. That is you know what I mean on a basic level.
Correct.
So
So
what do you said you're working? What's your you have a full-time job?
I do have a full-time job with the utility here. So I've been working there for almost 20 years now. But what spurred this was, I do my taxes end of the year. I'm like, well, I made this much, but what do I have to show for it?
Mhm.
I just have my primary home and nothing else.
Yeah.
So, I started educating myself on what I wanted to do, invest in stocks, crypto, or real estate. But real estate kept coming back. So I educated myself in that. But, prior to educating myself, I had to, clean up my,
Yeah, my bad. Just
Oh.
I forgot that's on a timer. 1 second.
No worries.
I got it.
You just edit
should we
it out.
still
You just
record?
edit it
Yeah,
out.
Okay.
yeah.
He's very good at editing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he actually he's editing it on the fly, and then he takes it.
The following on, they're gonna call me anytime soon.
Oh, you what?
They heard you talking.
Sir was your plug.
I'm glad it's not the internet, bro. I'm glad it's
Funny how that worked on you.
Yeah, I know, right?
right?
You didn't see me. That was on camera. Like, what?
That was awesome, man. Wow, that was perfect timing. Right on
Okay.
cue.
All right. So just
Make sure you save that portion as bloopers, okay?
just pick up where I left off.
Yeah.
So prior to getting into real estate investing, I educated myself financially, right? So started off. So I bank a different way now with 101 Financial. Learn their system. So 101 sweeps.
Yes.
They all do the same,
Theoretical
strategy,
thing, yeah.
right? Cleaned up our financial lives, and then told the wife, we got to do something for our girls, and do something where not just for them, but we can pass it down to generations. That way, we're setting up
traits.
the future generations for us. It's not just for us, but it's for them and people to follow. So, just going down the path of investing Robert Kiyosaki's book is what started everything, right? And you know,
Foundation.
coming
is,
from
yeah.
It is.
coming from Waipahu High School, I hardly read any books, right? And I haven't read so many books in my life after getting into real estate investing and networking so much with like-minded individuals that it changes your mindset and you start to think about the world differently and how things are done. And I kind of want to share that with everybody, right?
Nice.
Get the younger generation financially literate, and then from there they
Yeah.
can build upon that to get into whatever entrepreneurship businesses they want to do out there. So yeah, that's just kind of my own path.
Nice.
Starting to invest a little bit myself, and trying to pad that retirement. So I'm just gonna stick around at Hawaiian Electric till they kick me out,
Yeah.
and
Still got some of the old school
and,
mentality.
have real estate kick in,
Yeah.
and get other side hustles going in there also. And that's why our good friend here is out here from Kansas City trying to
Yes.
hook it up out here also, right?
So what's the connection between Kansas City and Hawaii? How are we making that?
So yeah, getting into real estate investing, I am with WNM Properties. We are a mentorship consulting company, assisting local people out here in Hawaii that are wanting to invest out of state,
Okay.
but they just don't know how. Something I was scared of, even though I'd listened to tons of podcasts, read all the books, I was still scared to pull the trigger. Decided to attend a real estate meetup.
Yes.
Because podcasts kept saying, attend a real estate meetup, do this, do that. That's where the networking happens. And, it opened up my eyes. WNN Properties took me in as a mentee, learned their process and, kind of worked with their team out there. And, the magic of networking is, everybody is willing to share.
Yeah.
And I was just tripping out
Yes.
when that happened, right? Everybody in the real estate investing community is just willing to share abundance mindset. So
Yeah.
that's what I love about it. And I'm trying to do that myself and give back to the community and whoever wants to learn,
Nice.
right? And
Yes. Amen.
get their foot in there. So that's basically it. Just met Adam through WNN Properties by having some homes inspected out there
Where's out there?
in Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
Kansas City, Missouri, and that's where Adam's from. And he's down here wanting to spread that aloha out here also.
Give us an intro, buddy.
All right. I'm Adam Pontier, and I'm from Kansas City. I am an inspector. I've been doing it for about 14 years. I grew up in the Midwest. I won't bore you with Iowa and Texas and whatnot, but spent most of my life in Kansas City. You guys don't need to hear my whole life story or anything like that. But I grew up privileged, to be honest. I had a father that was a successful businessman, but he came off of a farm, and he learned how to get dirty at a young age. And even though he was a successful businessman, he had more dreams than just having a 9-to-5. So he started buying real estate. So pretty young, I started getting my hands dirty in real estate, working on houses. And got in some trouble, so then I'd have to work that money off I owed him and whatnot, and that
That's it.
He held you accountable.
100%. I mean, wake you up at 5 a.m. and then work until 10, 11 p.m. and eat some frozen or cold pizza, and the lectures that went along with it. It taught me a lot more than I realized at the time. And then grew up, got out of the house, started working. I was in the trades, went to college, all that stuff. I had that entrepreneur mindset, so I started my inspection business. Meanwhile, he's investing in properties and whatnot, and we even had a property management company for a while, managed 500 single-family homes in Kansas City. Shut that down after about 3 years, and in that time I'd already started my inspection business, so I just went with that, and have grown that. I've got a team of 4 guys out in Kansas City. We do anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 inspections a year. So we do pretty well in that manner. And we started working with a lot of investors. It was natural for me to talk with out-of-state people that were investing. I consider myself to be an interpreter as much as an inspector. And so when I write this scary report, it reads like it's going to burn down, fall down, and flood tomorrow. Well, let me tell you how I see it as an investor too, especially for Gilbert and these guys that are investing out of state. I mean, it just reads horrendous. And one of the first things I learned is you guys have different termites in Hawaii. And when I said there's termites in this house, people would freak out. And so I quickly was reading about Hawaiian, termites in Hawaii to be like, okay. It's not the same thing. And, but I love that, teaching that education side. I want them to be successful. It's a world I know and I know well, growing up in it and everything. Yeah. So it's a passion of mine. Came out here and spoke at an investor conference. And then, next thing you know, I'm super excited about starting an inspection company out here because,
islands do that to you, bro.
It does. I mean, it's like,
well, if you come on here in winter time, and it's like
78
degrees, right?
What's that?
You got a family?
I do.
Just bring the wife. And
So I am in trouble right now because they came with me in January and love it, and then I came back for 10 days. I'm like day 8 or 7 out of 10. And I quit sending pictures to my daughter because
the local food.
My 12-year-old daughter's like mad.
Yeah, you're supposed to bring her with.
Yeah, right. Like, this is a business trip. I'm working nonstop. I put my toes in the ocean once. But, it's, I don't know, there was some connection, and we'll just call it I'll call it the Aloha spirit too, because it really connected with me, with you guys, and, you specifically, and Brandon and Koliah. We've all worked together, and, I view myself as part of the team. I'm a separate company. They don't have to use me when they're buying in Kansas City. Happy to help anyone. And I try to go above and beyond. If something happens on the backside, an investor, I won't drop anyone else's name that's not here, but, she called me up and said, hey, there's something odd going on. My property manager called me about this. What can you tell me about this? And I look at the report and go, oh, I see. Yeah. There was a temporary service hookup for the electrical. Property manager's trying to tell her it's going to cost $3,800 for an electrician to fix this. And can we cuss?
Sure.
All right. I was like, bullshit. I was pissed because I'm like, that's not true.
If it's naturally coming out, let it go.
I'm like, I don't know what the rules are.
It's authenticity. Bro.
Okay. Yeah, raw. No, we won't go there. Yeah. But I knew that was bullshit. This property manager, electrician, someone in there was trying to take advantage. I'm like, no, that's not the truth. I started out as an electrician. So, I mean, if someone wants to really argue about something, we can argue about that too. But I was like, no, this is just got to go to the utility company and get it turned over. I gave her the idea to go with the contractor that had done the rehab previously from the person she bought it from. He's like, oh, my apologies. Yeah, that was during COVID. They didn't get back out to pull the pigtail. It's no big deal. I actually owed them $150 for the permit, and we're good, and they'll pull it and problem solved.
Yes.
So you saved your client $3,800.
Right. And, I was willing to drive out there for free, do whatever it took to make sure that she wasn't getting screwed, because I don't want anyone getting a bad taste in their mouth about Kansas City. I mean, it's like anywhere else in the world. You got good people and you got bad people and whatnot. But, like, if I can help prevent anyone from getting screwed over.
Perfect.
There's apples and assholes everywhere.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
But there's more good than bad, though. I gotta say, there is more good than bad out there.
Right.
You just gotta find it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta look
Right.
for it.
And you put it on yourself.
Even
around
negative.
That. Yeah, you put it around yourself.
You find one or two good, and I was fortunate. I mean, I haven't met anyone in Hawaii I don't like yet, but I've been kind of in a bubble here with these good investors I know, and then they know someone else, and they know someone
the
else.
locals.
Right.
That's it.
And
Hawaiian.
going to Zippies and Highway.
Mainstream.
First stop.
Oh yeah.
No Zippy's plugs. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, first stop, bro. This is not
First stop.
First stop.
Yeah. So,
Local, all gravy, all.
But it's been an easy relationship build for me with folks here because it's just been natural. Hardest thing for me is pronouncing the street names. I mean, outside of that,
Did anybody give you pointers?
I've been getting them. I've been getting corrected a lot.
You know how to speak Spanish?
No.
Oh man.
No.
It's too far in the Midwest, huh?
Yeah.
So how does it look like as far as setting up a branch or division for your company down here? Who's going to do that? And
Yeah. Good, great questions. I've got a team here. It's me bringing in the operations, the back end, the report, the training, all that kind of good stuff. But we're relying on locals, Gilbert, Brandon, and whoever else we can bring on board that's local. Let me teach you what I know. And again, I'm not arrogant. I don't think I know everything about construction everywhere. Different environment, things are going to be built different. So I flew over to Kauai, went and worked with another master inspector over there, spent 2 days with him. Obviously a beautiful island as well, and got to it was like a vacation / work. I mean, I was like touring the island, looking at homes, inspecting, whatnot, giving back there, teaching them some things I know about sewer cameras and scopes. So, but to get that relationship built, and then I had a lot of questions about like how deep are the footings on these post and pier homes, and that was a dumb question because they're not deep at all. But that was a quick education.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, oh, cool, even easier.
You're just sitting right there.
Right on.
Right there.
We go 3 to 4 foot deep.
Did you see a lot of chickens there? in
Oh,
Hawaii?
well, man, everywhere.
How is there a chicken on that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
That's a good
Hawaii,
one.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
a good one right there.
So I do have a chicken logo. I did not know when I started working with people from Hawaii it was going to be like a thing.
I'll take you to the chicken. Or,
Yeah.
Chicken salad.
Hey,
Chicken circus.
Yeah.
that one, right? Yeah. So my grandfather was a farmer and a Frenchman, and everyone thinks that the rooster is their insignia. The French think it's theirs. So even on their soccer kits, they have the rooster on it. It's like a national symbol for them. So my grandfather passed away. He's a man I idolize. I get my last name from him. So I go and get a tattoo, right? And also something I love about the Hawaiian culture is tattoos,
Yeah.
But so I get a tattoo of a rooster. And that story's even funnier because my wife has never asked to see one of my tattoos after I get them.
Yeah.
This one's big. The head of it's here, and the bottom's at the.
This one's PG, right? Because
Yeah. We don't.
I know where we're going already. Man.
This isn't.
He's good at editing.
We had the same conversation when Adam came in.
This isn't Zippy's at 10:00 at night either. When I'm gonna pull my shirt up. No.
Yeah.
So they wanted to see it. It
We
was
got
a
a
whole
one.
thing.
We got a one.
Good story.
Yeah.
You got a leash for that thing?
Yeah. Long story short, I pull my shirt from my wife. She's like, "Holy crap, that's a huge," and
Yeah, let's just go with
so.
that. We're not going with that.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of editing for you. Sorry. It's just
It's not a C word.
So anyway, so that's how it became a logo. A friend of mine saw the rooster tattoo and was like, "You should make that your company logo." I'm like, "That's cool. I like that." And so came up with it. And then
It's a conversation starter.
it's
Yeah.
different.
Oh, it's
And see, you know what?
Sure.
That's it too. I
Yeah.
talked to somebody today, and he told me, you know what?
marketing.
On his listing, he'll actually increase the price $100. And I'm like, huh? He goes, exactly. He
Yep.
goes, I do that, and everybody, huh? And he
Yes.
dinged a little bit. So it's just that's
Stands
that.
up.
Morris,
Yeah.
a question, another thought.
Yeah.
Get
Right.
that
So it's like a
conversation or piece.
Yeah.
It's like, starting that conversation is
Interesting.
huge.
Other psychology.
You wear this hat or one of
Yes.
the company shirts around town, and people see KCPE or HIPE inspections, and they're gonna they ask, "What do you inspect?"
Yeah.
Houses. Oh, okay. I thought you were the chicken police.
I would assume like a body inspector. Like,
Right? Yeah. I got other jokes. We can't do that.
that's a separate episode.
Yeah, it's a different podcast.
So what does the timeline look for you? Do you have anything in mind? And I'm sure we can figure out how to be of service and help you with that.
Yeah, I'm trying to push to where we start going live in the next 30, 60 days, somewhere in that time frame. Get everyone really comfortable. I refuse to take on anything until everyone's comfortable.
Definitely.
You definitely don't want to put yourself out there guessing. So once everyone's comfortable, I think 30 to 60 days, we've been doing training.
It's comparable.
Um,
It's comparable.
and get it
Some
going.
Marketing.
Yep.
Getting them out there. Yeah. That's it. Networking. at the
I
end of the day.
mean, having conversations with some agents already. He's like, "Do you have a card? When can I book one?" I'm like, "Oh, like I'm happy to do it." And it was an agent that I got to spend some time with, show him my reports, show him my the product and how we approach it and what we do and the interactiveness of the reports and all that kind of stuff. Raise that bar of quality. Just providing as much as possible with the limitations of technology, which they're pretty far now. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great value.
yeah.
That's it right there.
For sure.
Just being genuine, like you said, genuine and quality.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, at the core of it, this
Yeah.
fundamentals are usually what gets us far. So you stick to the
Yes.
basics, and it's usually life is good.
No, that's what it is. Yeah, and putting out that product, you know what I mean? Putting out
For
yourself
sure.
out there.
Yep.
And that's how we related to Adam. When we saw him, we already knew he had product already, just in himself already, of what he produced out there in KC already. We knew he could gravitate to here and bring that over here, and we could actually do more with him out here
Yeah.
to bring that more out of him and more out of, the inspection company, bringing the product to the people. Yes.
Well,
Definitely.
yeah.
It's important to me that the inspections be done by locals. I think that's important, and I'm not trying to move here and be another person just starting. I'm not trying to, trying to build something here for people here.
Yeah.
And if my expertise can help that, then awesome.
I mean, you put it. I couldn't have said it better. Like, I think a lot of people get they interchange like local and Hawaiian is the same thing. It's not. I mean, local encompasses everybody. If you want to live here and you take care and give back to the community, not just take from it, then everybody's welcome. Aloha's all encompassing.
Right.
Yeah, I think
Yes, right.
you just got to be a good person, and I
Yeah.
think these guys and the whole WNN see you as like a great value to
Yeah.
saving their ass on buying bad
Yeah.
properties.
Well,
and
yeah,
also-
protecting up front, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they see that value for so long that they were like, "Hey, that value can be used here too."
Yeah.
And
Correct.
that's how it expands.
I mean, the bottom line is that's the value I provide in Kansas City is saving someone from making a huge freaking mistake.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you're not, Gilbert's not there,
Yeah.
Brandon,
Yeah.
you're just not there. You can't come pop over. It's not like a 3-hour drive or anything. It is a
And like you said, it's a
9.5
you're the
hour.
third party unbiased opinion because the
I'm getting
realtor might
paid-
say something, the contractor might
That's
say
actually, I was
something.
going to say, it's so common. I've seen it where they're like, the realtors are like, well, easy how you explain this portion because it's going to scare the clients. Well,
Exactly.
maybe it should, but
But
it's kind of a fine line.
Yeah.
So,
It
but I
is.
think the intent in your heart is what's the
Right.
main-
So
There you
for
go.
me, I get paid the same no matter what.
Sure.
I might as well be as accurate as possible. I might as well be as honest as possible. An over exaggeration of how bad something is, or an understating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's inaccurate. We're going for bullseye. And so we want to be as accurate as possible, providing as much information as possible, so people can make the educated decisions they need to make. I never make the decision for the buyers or the sellers or whomever. I'm providing data,
Yep.
and then
Yeah.
You
every
present it,
Yeah.
they
right,
decide.
and then you
You decide,
choose.
yeah.
You're an adult because you're buying a home. You're going to choose what to do with that. I'm going to arm you with that information. And my perspective is get with your trusted people, your agent, discuss it, figure out what you need to do to make this work for you. Because there are occasions where I find something horrendous, but you're getting a smoking deal on the property.
Yeah. I mean, there's no brand new homes here.
And you're an
Yeah.
investor
Yeah.
too, so you kind of have that
Right.
insight
Mindset,
of like,
Right.
Yeah, the lens
Yeah.
of potential on.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could talk for 4 hours just on that on topic. So it goes
Just
on.
because you can, don't.
Yeah.
No,
No, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we saw in him. Exactly how he spoke, and that's how we took it, and that's how we want to bring it out. You know what I mean? And that's why we got together and we said, let's bring it out here. Because I think we can produce a lot of value and give back a lot more to our community. You know what I mean? And like how Adam said, we can bring a lot of locals together and teach them more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the
yeah,
end of the
yeah,
day.
yeah.
Yeah, that value is the key to a lot of success right there.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's the entire goal, right, is to educate,
Yes.
our people.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
because
have everybody
I think
rise
that-
together.
you said earlier that you didn't come from hardship, right?
No.
And that's awesome that you brought that up because I feel like a lot of stories are that, right?
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily the case for everybody to jump behind a cause and support it and have that passion.
But because his family invested in real estate,
Had that
like,
entrepreneurship
like
mindset.
That's it.
that was
Yeah.
a huge
Yeah.
I
thing.
mean, and I'm one generation removed from hardship. My grandfather was a farmer in Iowa, with cows and pigs and tractors and injuries and things like that come from being a farmer in the middle of the United States.
Yeah.
Harsh winters, dry summers, and you don't know if you're going to feed your family when the rain doesn't happen. And so that was instilled in my father, and he did a great job imparting that to me. So I may have grown up in a as an investor term, Class A neighborhood, given a Class A education and all that. But when a possum, you guys don't have possums,
Mongoose.
Mongoose.
Yeah. we have possums and they're nasty and they can die underneath a deck or a porch or lanai. And
Yes.
it was rotting and stinking, and my dad's like, "Go get it." And put a little Vicks vapor up in the nose and bandana, crawl in there and get that. He paid me for it, but it's like you're not.
Ooh.
you're not going to ride this for free. You know, just he was always like, don't mistake my success for your success.
Yeah.
You got to go earn your own.
There you go.
And I
think-
just had that conversation with my
I
12-year-old
think
daughter.
that's what we're gonna go full circle with like you guys. You know, it's just like you don't want your kids
No.
to have and deal with the stuff you guys deal with,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But
There's
at the
nothing
same
wrong with
time,
that.
they still got to earn it.
Yeah, they
Because
still gotta
there's-
earn it.
there's-
they gotta learn the value of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They gotta learn the
Yeah.
value of it.
Most people that come from money, they end up assholes. I mean, they're not appreciative. There's no value to what they receive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, I just
I know,
told
yes.
I just told my daughter the other day she's getting a little big for her britches. You know, 12-year-old. Sorry if you ever watched this, but
Britches isn't that.
oh no, I'm just telling stories on her. You know, got a little uppity about some stuff, and I'm like, whoa. I own those shirts. I own that shirt, and I sure as hell own your phone. So if you're going to keep this up, I'm taking all of my stuff back.
Yeah.
True.
And don't mistake as my dad told me, do not mistake my success for your success. You got to earn
Sure.
your own keep in this world.
Let's go.
I'll give you an education. I'll give you a running start, but it's up to you.
Who taught you that?
My dad.
Perfect. So it's in
Let's
the
go.
household already.
Yes.
Osmosis.
Okay.
You learned it.
It's
and
instilled.
so that's the difference between, I think, a lot of the people that are in low income and see, they weren't exposed to it.
Mhm.
And it's a vicious cycle. You can go all the way back up, but you know,
Correct.
but now that we have the ability, we have the knowledge and the means to come together to quantify that.
Totally.
It's our responsibility.
It's totally the mindset shift and the limiting beliefs that we have,
There you go.
and you know how we pick ourselves up from it and learn from it. Right. Every failure is there's always a lesson to learn from every failure. Right. It's how you perceive it. Basically, you know, real estate investing sounds simple, but it's not easy.
It's glamorous.
It's not
apparently.
easy.
What do you think is the key to breaking the limiting beliefs for
Breaking-
people
so-
that still might have them?
I mean, just surrounding yourself with the correct people. I totally
Yes.
truly believe 100% that you surround yourself with the correct people. You see yourself on the floor, but they'll pick you up.
There you go.
Well, they'll start, you know, throwing stuff at you, and you're like, oh yeah, I didn't think of that, right? Just crossing the room different ways,
Mhm.
right? Just figuring it out is challenging itself. But yeah, totally. Brandon could give me something. You know, Koliah, you know, you two,
Yeah.
Brooks, Adam, and then you know it'll just all come together, and you're like, oh yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
Of course.
Just get over that hurdle,
mindset
so-
is huge. Like we
Right.
can't even go. We can go on with that. It's just.
I think it's
mindset,
like you're almost kind of crazy. You know,
Yeah, you gotta be.
There's some stuff where you're just like, maybe if you talk to yourself 5 years ago, thinking
Oh, yeah.
about what you're thinking about now,
No.
you're like,
For
it's
real.
kind of crazy to break that limiting.
It is.
Mhm.
It is.
And
I
it's
mean-
kind of weird to notice it in other people. You
Right.
know, like something super simple as buying property
Right.
here or.
That's not that simple.
Yeah, but just in
Because that
Hawaii or
mindset.
like the mindset, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
I think
always
I think it's real easy to have an opinion.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to take action.
Oh,
Right.
no, taking action is easy.
Yeah.
just gotta
No,
make
it's
your mind
easy to
do
have
it.
it's easy to have a bad opinion. I think.
You can take action
Yeah.
without even being educated. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But
Could.
you're gonna learn the harder
Exactly.
way.
Correct.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
And is it the right action?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, it's a
yeah.
balance, right? It's-
Yeah,
Life is about
yeah,
yin and
yeah.
yang. So
Like you said that.
Well, I guess I should have said it's easy to complain
yeah,
instead
oh,
of finding a
That's it.
Very
Yeah.
solution.
people do it
That's
without even realizing it.
Yeah.
The mindset thing's huge, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
huge.
mean, that to me is like, people thought I was crazy when I started my business. Now
Yes.
people think I'm crazy, so I'm trying to start one here. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Those
you
are
know,
the ones that are full of fear, though. Like,
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
exactly. And I'm not that person, you know, never have been. And, you know, I was nurtured to get over that or to run with it and be careful.
Use it. Yeah.
Use it though. But,
Oh,
you know,
seriously.
it can be a huge tool, you know, and you will make mistakes. You're going to mess up. You're going to whatever. You get back up and
Fix
you keep moving. You learn from it. You're either going to win and you're going to learn something.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, I take work with W-2, right? Work for Hawaiian Tel, still yet. You know, and coming from the ground up, you know, I work my way up, you know, and that's why that, like you said, that mindset, right? That shift of like, you need to go get a good job, right? So, you know, what I did, I tried to figure it out. I got me into a great job, you know what I mean? Got me into a corporate job, you know, I worked my way up in the corporate world, right? And then it came to a point where like, I want to do more, you know, I was craving for this, right?
Yes.
Because you see what it is from where you was, and now you're getting yourself to getting it right, and now you craving for that right.
Right.
Another
right?
step
That's
further.
ambition.
Yeah.
Right. That's why, maybe I'm super passionate in what I'm doing, right? And I like to bring that out. If I could bring it out of other people, that's great.
Right, you get so much money. I think you have a hard time containing it.
Yeah, you know.
I try, I try to,
Rein it in a little bit.
I'm learning, not to overstep other people's when they talk and stuff. So
no.
it's a process,
Yeah.
and everything
Totally.
we're doing over here is a process. But
Yeah, no, I definitely want to help people.
Yeah.
If they have an ambition too, or they want to learn, or they
Yes,
want to do something.
totally.
I don't want
Totally.
to help people that don't want to be helped.
Right.
Definitely.
There
So we
is.
figure out
It's-
how
it's-
to sort
yeah.
that out.
yeah,
is.
we will, because it's in that mind again. They'll be around us, and they'll see it, but they won't take the action on it, right? Just yet, right? Because their mind is just not formulated around that just yet.
But we're
So it's not-
battling years of programming.
Exactly.
So it's not going to be immediate. For
It-
some, it'll be, but you plant the seed,
Yes.
and then they keep coming around, and sooner or
Plant the
later
seed.
you can get your haircut at the barbershop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you just said.
We
you gotta
don't
watch
need
out.
bring haircut around here.
Oh.
Oh man.
What you say?
What you say.
But no, totally. I'm on board with being, teaching the younger generation, and there's more ways to do it than just a regular W-2 way.
Oh yeah. There's so many.
You can get creative with it. You can do whichever way, but just educating them that there's more out there.
There is.
Because I was like this with the way my parents did it. I was with my blinders on, but
That's all you knew.
just
Yeah.
exactly.
But now that you know, it's like the red and the blue pill. Like once you cannot you cannot
Yeah, it's so
unknow.
cool.
Yeah,
Ready
exactly.
to feel talk,
Yeah.
man.
Red and blue. Now we're getting deep, man.
Well, actually, reach under your seat. You guys don't
Which mine's yellow. What do we do?
Oh, that's the wrong glasses.
Oh.
Oh, you brought snow with you, huh?
You're right. Wow, this is awesome though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Yeah, no. Abundance,
Appreciate-
like you said.
Yep.
It's abundance, like how Koliah touched on you Brooks and Adam and Gilbert. So yeah, it's an abundance out there. But put yourself around this right there is start, like
Yeah.
you said. It will help to grow you. You know what I mean? It will help you get out of that dark spot that you're in, where your back's against the wall.
So yeah, we do want to touch up about like financial literacy, but why are you also biased about real estate? Why do you think or I am biased about real estate. I think it's the best asset to invest in, but can you guys touch up on that? On why you invest in real estate? Yeah.
I mean, just doing my research, it's just one of those that it's just produces, right? It takes its cracks. It'll take its cracks, but it continually goes this way, to me. It's slow and steady, but it gets you there.
Mhm.
It gets you there, man. And me just thinking about just passing it down through generations. If I take care of it now, and my daughters take care of it, and whoever else takes care of it, it exactly. It'll just keep doing one of these, right? So.
Yeah, no.
Totally. But yeah, I'm biased to real estate also.
It yields results. It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
I only do real estate. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, you know, like Melaleuca? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean,
Assets and liabilities.
Yeah.
Super simple.
seriously,
Yeah.
like,
That's it.
Super
once
simple.
I saw that taste out here, once I got my first place, like, coming from that hardship and I was able to obtain, being a homeowner, that right there just set me off already.
Yeah.
I knew it was so tangible and so reachable that you can get to it, right? Just using the different products. We're in a low and deep, right? Getting that zero down, that was a taste for me.
Mhm.
I got the door slammed by a lot of lenders in my face, right? Coming up. Because I didn't have the financial backing. I didn't have the strongest financial backing. But there was one lender to take me on that showed me that there's this one product and that was it. Just needed that one product, like you said, needed that one seed to plant in me to actually fruit this, what it is. So coming from where I came from with nothing in my pocket to actually owning,
Let's see. Yeah.
getting
That's
my
nice.
first place was 6 figures and getting $1 million now out of my place that I'm in Ho'opili. So now I was the first one in Ho'opili. So that was a blessing on its own.
Mhm.
Just being the first 14 in that place, but no, tangible.
Yep.
Very tangible, very reachable. And that's where I used to put up, That's why when I got with Koliah building the homes out there on the Big Island, I just knew it's tangible for a lot of our local people to reach.
Exactly. And that's
Ho'opili is a perfect example of a development project that is still being developed here, and I just see this island is getting like every inch of it
Oh, yeah,
being
it
built.
already is,
You know,
yeah.
whole Peely Core Ridge. These
They're
are
kicking out
massive
farmers. They're kicking out other
development
stuff.
companies,
Yeah,
yeah.
to make room for something that's, more per square foot, more per
Right.
square mile, right?
Yes, and now you're going up, right?
It does
Now
build
you're-
equity, but like buying first in there now, all of that equity you could access.
Yeah.
it,
Because
right?
you got in at,
Yeah,
the,
it's
at the
tangible.
ground level.
Yeah,
It's-
so that's where I speak on this. When I got into real estate and we're getting into real estate investing, that it was so tangible, man. You know what I mean? It's the most tangible asset that I feel, not to be biased, that you can reach goals of unfathomable goals.
Bottom line, it's a real thing that people really need, and it
True.
will have always needed and will always need.
Shelter. Yeah.
Shelter.
Yeah.
That is one of the main things to survival, right?
That's
I
the
mean-
first bill you pay. You could forego all your other bills
Right.
as long as you got a place to close the door and a roof over your head.
Right.
That's the most important bill. we have.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
You know, put water in your body and put food and you get on shelter.
In Hawaii, you can put your body in the water.
Exactly.
it's-
Or blessed.
I mean, you would not survive 1 year in Kansas City if you did not have a home. You would not survive the negative 23 wind chill on Christmas Eve we had. You would not survive the 110, summer day that is just miserable. And that's part of the reason why I'm here. But it's all I know. It's my entire profession. I mean, I invest in real estate because I know it. It's the only thing I know. I don't know about stocks. I mean, I vaguely get the concept. I do not get crypto personally, so I'm not interested in it. And it's not a real thing that people really need. If all else fails in the world, still need a home.
Yeah.
People need a home and they need food. So
Still got equity.
I don't know how to cook, so we'll stick with homes.
Teach you how to cook rice.
One finger at a time. Bro.
Measure with the finger.
Get the finger. The pinky.
Well, I'm really grateful that you guys took the time to come out. We want to connect you guys with the audience, so please go and list your if you want to say out loud your Instagram or whatever it is, contact information you want to get out there. We'll put that out there, and then
Yeah.
I definitely hope that we can lean on you guys for your education and your teaching ability, and to help us all come together and kind of get to
Absolutely.
the end
Absolutely.
goal, lifting up the others that are below us.
Nice. Yeah. Just Gil. So Gil_Coloma1. That's my Instagram handle. You can also find me. Just check out WNNproperties.com. I am an advisor and mentor for them also. So check us out.
Nice.
Me, you can catch KC Property Experts on social media and Facebook, and it's basically the same on all my Instagram and all that.
All one word?
Oh, yeah, or underscore in Instagram. But if you just search KC Property Experts Inspections, you'll
Okay.
find me. Then now we have Hawaii Property Experts Inspections on Instagram. I just post 2 reels today. Learned how to do that.
Oh.
Look up the Hawaii one first.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, let's get that Hawaii
So
going.
that's what you was doing all day.
Yeah, well, learning how to.
Instagram.
We have kids courses for that. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no. And then you can find me on IG also, Kavika_Liu. And then I have my own business called Ono 808, Ono 808 HI. That's another business that I started to, in COVID. We can go in another episode on that one. But that was a sustainable thing.
Mm.
But no, bringing the community together with you guys. Mahalo you guys for
Yes,
allowing
thank you.
us to be here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Mahalo.
Anything?
No, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. So,
Invest in
Thank you.
real estate.
if
you're not on
yeah. It's okay to be biased. You know what I mean? So you decide what's important to your individual selves, and we just put out what we're passionate about, and if that jives with you, then come along for the ride. I hope to see you guys again. This was just kind of an introduction and
Sure.
get everybody's toes wet in front of the camera, and
Maybe
so
we can do a. Aren't you coming out here in September,
Mhm.
October?
September.
He was already invited to another
September,
by, Asia,
January.
somewhere
Yeah.
around there.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
maybe we can do a redo or catch up
Yeah.
in
We can
In
put
the
some
fall,
stuff in
huh?
your schedule, plan some
Yeah.
stuff, and great. Let's
Put it together.
come back and visit your Hawaiian family.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go.
Right on, guys.
Mahalo.
Right on. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Koliah.